Hard to fight a fire without firefighters. U.S. Forest Service may have allowed too many of them to resign. Now they're asking people who took Elon Musk's buyout offer to come back and help during this summer's fire season. Here's Mark Salinger.
When Colorado's largest fires spark, help arrives from the federal government. But the U.S. Forest Service and USDA lost too many fire personnel when Elon Musk and President Trump offered government workers deferred resignations earlier this year. Now they're asking employees who already resigned to come back to work for fire assignments this summer.
Anything, that's going to happen to bring more of those experienced, qualified individuals on board, the better off we're all going to be.
Vaughn Jones is the chief of wildland fire for the Colorado Division of Fire Prevention and Control. While he says the state is as prepared as it can be for the summer fire season, he acknowledges resources may be stretched thin.
As far as, sending out resources outside the boundary of Colorado, it's always going to be based on, what our conditions are here. Maybe as we get a little bit busier this summer, we'll be a little bit more restrictive with that than we have in the past.
It makes me lay awake at night and worry about those capabilities.
Republican Dan Williams is the chairman of the Teller County Board of Commissioners. In a rural county like his with large swaths of federal land, he worries about all the firefighters who've already resigned.
I don't know if that technique of a buyback has worked. I know the hiring action didn't really fill what they needed.
The Forest Service says it's hired 96% of its target of 11,300 firefighters nationwide. According to those numbers, they're less than 500 people short. But Williams says it's still concerning.
If you need more trucks, more people, more emergency managers, and you don't have them, it's going to be a problem.
As summer arrives, there's hope the resources available are enough for the fires that start.
We're feeling about as good as we can be headed into the core fire season.
President Trump issued a hiring freeze for the federal government when he took office. Wildland firefighters were exempted from that in April by the Agriculture Secretary, saying that they're crucial to national security and public safety, Kyle.
Mark, do we know where we're thin on personnel headed into the heart of fire season?
Yeah, so this is where you get into resource sharing, and we don't yet know if there are certain parts of the country or certain counties, even here in Colorado, or certain national forests here in the state that have less firefighters assigned to them right now than other parts. But again, that resource sharing, you hear the state fire chief talking about it, saying if California, for example, needs more resources than Colorado, will they be able to share it? That remains to be seen.
It just adds this ugly layer of potential finger pointing, right? Ugly but understandable, right?
Everybody needs it.
They're up against nature with these fires, and then if they're also up against whatever went on with the federal government, it's nasty business. Yeah, Mark Salinger, thank you.